I'm starting to knit the swirl of the Creemee hat. We've done the ribbing base, and I cut off a long end of yarn. I transferred to a larger size 8 24-inch needle by knitting the last row with the bigger needle of the ribbing pattern. And now I'm going to cast on 30 stitches onto one end of this needle using the contrasting color. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay, now we finished our cast on with the contrasting color. You're going to flip over the ribbing so you've got the wrong side facing you and the back of the cast on. Then you're going to start knitting across the cast on stitches. Whoops. Using the contrasting color, the yarn that you used for the ribbing. You're going to be doing the swirls alternating the contrasting color and the ribbing color. So there we go. I've got my first 2 stitches knitted, and then I can get the yarn picked up with my left hand, and I'm just going to knit across the row. Alright, I'm almost to the end of the cast on, and when I get to the point where there's only 1 stitch left, then I'm going to knit 1 stitch from the ribbing and the last stitch of the cast on together, joining the swirl to the body of the knitting. And you'll need to pull it up, and then you're going to flip it over, and then you're going to start the pattern. Now once again, you're going to join 2 stitches together, so you're going to purl these 2 stitches together, one from the ribbing and one from the pattern, and then purl the next 2 stitches together, and that makes the first decrease, which is what's going to make the swirl tilt. And then you're just going to purl across the entire row. So I don't think you need to watch all that. So there you go. Okay, so we're at the end of the second row here. So I'm knitting 2 together, one from the ribbing and one from the last stitch on the needle. And then I'm going to turn around and we're going to work on the purl side. And in the white yarn, the purl side is going to be the side with the increases. With the green yarn, the knit yarn will be the side with the increases. So pass 1 stitch off of the ribbing onto the needle, and then you can purl 2 together. And then we're going to do a second purl 2 together. That's the decrease at this end. And then we're just going to purl across, and then we'll do an increase at the end of this needle is too long. I strongly recommend that if you are using a separate needle, that you use one that's shorter, or else work where you have a lot of space, because this one keeps bumping into things. So we're going to work until there's 1 stitch left, and then I will show you how to do the increase, and then you'll pretty much have the pattern. Just a few more stitches. Okay, so we're almost there. All right, so there's different ways of doing increases, and you are welcome to use a different increasing technique if this one drives you crazy. What I'm going to do is purl through the stitch below, which you can see this drives me a bit crazy too, and then purl through the stitch on the needle, and there you've got an increase at the beginning of the row and a decrease at the end of the row, and then you're going to turn around and knit, and there you are.